That US President Donald Trump has vowed to get tough on. Drugs is on his hit list.
It's time to stop the drugs from pouring into our country. And by the way, we will do that. And I will say this, General, now Secretary Kelly, will be the man to do it. We're going to be ruthless in that fight. We have no choice.
So keeping to his word, the US has slapped sanctions on the Venezuelan Vice-president Tareck El Aissami, accusing him of involvement in drugs trafficking by air and sea. His assets in the US have been frozen, and he's also barred from entering the country. He has yet to comment, but so far all he has said is that he denies any criminal ties. The country is the US's harshest critic in Latin America. For more, I've been speaking to Claudio Sandoval, a professor of international law in Caracas, who's currently in the US.
I see at least 5 immediate implications of these sanctions, so certainly there is a risk.
What's been the reaction from President Maduro? Because this is a man who he only appointed recently, and presumably this is the man he hopes will succeed him.
Right. Well, it is worth mentioning that former Venezuelan ambassador to the Organization of American States, Mr. Lloyd Chatterton, advised President Maduro to be cautious and wait for President Trump's first move. So now we have this first move. This could be the beginning of the so-called microphone diplomacy, because the Trump administration is calling the executive vice president of Venezuela a prominent drug trafficker. So the Trump administration implies that Venezuela is a kleptocracy, and of course, a reaction is expected.
I mean, the accusations are pretty staggering. Apparently this is the culmination of a multi-year investigation, and he's accused of facilitating these huge shipments of narcotics, and it also, the claim is that he was in the pay of a convicted drug lord for the protection of drug shipments. Are we expecting the vice president to react beyond what he already has?
Well, I initially said that I see at least 5 implications. So concerning one of them, I would say that this could presumably lead to a more radical behavior from the Venezuelan government. With this kind of measures, they would want to remain in power at all costs. The other choice is prison. So from this point of view, these sanctions are not that helpful because it does not offer a safe exit for them. On the other hand, there could be another implication. This could lead to an extradition order or an arrest warrant through Interpol. Even though Tareck El Aissami, as executive vice president of Venezuela, has diplomatic immunity, I'm sure he will not take the risk anyway.
So speaking there to me was Claudio Sandoval. He's a professor of international law in Caracas.
Right.